Good afternoon. This is Rich Nelson with Allendale, covering the wrap-up commodity comments here for Wednesday. This is August 18th, 2010. Of key interest today, of course, outside markets weren't that big of a deal. Crude down 43. We had the U.S. dollar down 6. But as far as the grains, we traded mixed here for most of the day here. Weather is still look mostly beneficial to growing crops. We do see above normal temps are lined up for next week, and looks like normal to above normal precip for the central and northern corn belt here. So that's something we're watching here on that end here. As far as today's action on the grains, corn up 3 3/4 on the December contract. We will point out that even though it wasn't that exciting in terms of the movement, this was the highest close of this uptrend for corn. So keep that in mind. While that certainly looks good, look over on the soybeans, down 11 1/4. This is the third attempt we've tried to make to try and break those previous 10.49 highs on the Nova beans, and we just can't break them. This is a rejection here of those knocking higher numbers. Over on the wheat, up about 5 cents. Not much to report there. As far as the wheat side, we've dropped so far in recent days that a few days here and there bouncing back aren't that surprising here. As far as the news on the corn, we have Egypt buying 240,000 tons of U.S. corn. That was a little bit of a surprise here this morning, and that's the reason why we were trading higher. We do have the crop tour going on right now. Looks like average kind of numbers here for, average for Nebraska, better than expected for Indiana. Kind of mixed numbers here for Iowa, but the main point is surprising to see that as the tour works towards the central part of the Corn Belt, from those outside edges that they start with on Monday and Tuesday, that numbers are not getting that bad. And the trade, I've been expecting these guys to portray the crop as being bad and burdensome throughout most of this week here. So the fact that we aren't hearing much more doom and gloom scenarios looks like that's a little bit of a surprise here for the trade. Also for corn, we see that China will hold a second corn auction this week, this one for 1 million tons. More or less they're trying to say to the trade, Tuesday's auction, which was limited, it was just something which the trade may have been saying was going to be more of a supply issue here. Essentially, the Chinese government is saying, we're going to throw more corn at the issue in order to shut you guys up here. So the Chinese government is saying there is not a supply issue with corn right now here. As far as the soybeans, one of the things we'll point out here is Iowa State did indicate that they estimated sudden death syndrome, SDS, could have been found as much as 50% of fields throughout Iowa. It's a little bit of a surprise, and certainly something we are watching, and we ourselves have heard of our own farmer reports saying that they do find it in their fields. The key question right now is it impacting yields, and is it impacting yields enough for us to actually worry about? So that's another issue this trade is trying to ponder here. So perhaps for the next couple of weeks, we'll keep soybeans in these areas until we kind of get some of these questions answered. Over on the wheat side, we do have to point out a couple interesting stories here. Kazakhstan and Belarus will not join Ukraine or Russia in any export bans on grain. So keep that in mind. Second thing, Russia's top meteorologist, he did indicate that, yes, winter wheat planting will be delayed. It's going to be delayed until September 10th at the earliest. However, he indicated, that's, even though it will be delayed by 2-3 weeks here, that's not an issue of concern yet for yields. So he did kind of calm some fears on this end here. Over on the livestock side, of course, we'll start with hogs with all these big gains here, up 255 here today. That's on top of gains for the past 4 or 5 days. It was interesting to see that with all the saber rattling that Mexico gave us regarding this pork tariff issue, that they only said, we're going to put it at 5% for ham imports and pork products. That's not going to impact anybody's decision to buy U.S. pork. So the fact that it wasn't something burdensome, 20%, 40%, 50% tariffs, the fact that it was a mild 5%, that's not going to deter these guys. So that's viewed as surprisingly little supportive here for hogs. As far as the last few days, though, we do view the biggest thing going on right in the hogs is Labor Day buying. It looks like quite a few of these retailers did not procure enough, thinking that, we'll have some lower price to pick up these hogs, pick up this pork from. But at this point, that lower price has not happened. So we are seeing some last-minute panic buying here on the hogs. Over on the cattle, we see up 152 here for the October contract. Midday box beef report showed up 130 for choice and up 103 for select. So the bottom line of beef is prices continue to plod higher each and every day. We're waiting on a cash cattle trade. Maybe look like tomorrow afternoon at some point will be the start of it. Bids right now 93 offers 97 to 98. Keep in mind last week's action was 95. Given the continued higher trend in this wholesale beef every day so far this week and most of last week, we would look for higher cash, maybe 96 action, maybe even some 97 here at some point here starting tomorrow. So bottom line with cattle, not only their own fundamentals are supporting them, but also the trend in hogs here certainly is something they're looking at here. As far as some other news for Allendale, of course you know about this crop survey we're doing. This is a 3-week survey. We survey all of our producers and ask them essentially to do a scientific method of guessing what their crop yields are. That means complete ear counts and also kernel counts. And the ear counts are based on specifically how wide you plant your fields at. So this is a scientific measurement. We've been doing it for quite a few years, so we have certainly a good understanding of how this works and also what the numbers will mean for this September crop report coming up next month here. So keep in mind you got that going on, and you do need to give us a call to give us your own numbers. You can take a look at the formula that we use. That's on our homepage. That's www.allendale-inc.com. You can find the link to the survey, and in that next page it opens up, you'll find the formula. So you can fill it out, fill out the survey either on the website or give us a phone call here. Second thing I want to point out is I was fortunate enough to join Max and Orion on This Week in Agribusiness this morning. You can view that on RFD TV. That will be displayed this weekend on Saturday morning and also Sunday evening. Check your local times on that one to find out when you can view it for your local area here. So we do this quite a bit, maybe every few months here with these guys. We're really, very happy they invite us. So it certainly also looks as a good thing for us getting the nod from Max and Orion. So we certainly appreciate their opportunity giving us some airtime there. So keep in mind we've got a lot of things going on here at Allendale with markets, marketing in general, and also like I said, this is crop survey time. So feel free to participate. You can call us at 1-800-262-7538, or you can reach us, like I said, on the website, which is allendale-inc.com. This is Rich Nelson. Have a good trading day and a good trading week.